We came a long way from where we used to be. Now you see us on the scene.
WGDB, I heard you rockin' with the team. I heard you rockin' with the team.
We came a long way from where we used to be. Now you see us on the scene.
WGDB.
What's good, y'all? I'm Roy,
It's Jeremiah.
and we back at it again with another episode of We Gotta Do Better.
Cause I'm doing better.
This is episode number
24.
24. This the Kobe episode.
The Mamba number.
Oh, that is nah. No cap.
That's
We
actually crazy.
we dead didn't play that. But we gonna let them know what we talking
Okay,
about. Before we even get into the topic, I kind of want to preface this because lately, even at my job, we've been doing a lot of team building. So I just feel like it's relevant to even like talk about like being on a team and athletic wise, because while we're team building,
Yep.
I'm opening up more and more about my experience with being a team player. Because again, in work we gotta be a team.
Yeah.
So
Some fundamentals.
so yeah. So lately, more and more I've been opening up about I mean, I relate football to life.
Yeah.
Because for me, football was that important that I learned so many lessons within that game right there.
When you said that, the first person I thought about was Aya. Shout out to Aya. Cause
Shout out to Ayo. His birthday
everything-
just passed a little bit ago. Happy birthday, bro.
And it's like, it's funny because literally every time me and him have a conversation, we talk about like simple things in life. He always talks about like, he always compares it to football. And like, cause literally there's a lot of things in life that are parallel to like what you do on a sport field, depending on whatever you play in. Which leads us to the topic of today.
Is like, what's the importance of having sports in life? How we want to phrase that? Yeah, like
So-
how we want to phrase that
What role does sports play in our lives? The importance of sports
in our lives or just in general,
In-
like in the
alright.
development of people.
and the development of people. So
Oh,
first
why?
things
Oh,
first-
why is sports important?
Yeah. So first thing first, we gotta talk about ourselves because that's the only way you could figure that out. So for me, I started playing sports since like I was in middle school. First sport I played, first team I was ever on was on my junior high school basketball team, and then eventually I ended up started playing Springfield Rifles.
Well, why'd you stop playing basketball? You wasn't really a shooter, right?
No, bro. I was 4'10". I was like, I didn't even think I was gonna.
Nah.
Well, I'm lying. I didn't think in the proper time frame I was gonna make it to average height because I always knew. I said, nah. See, I'm not jacking it.
I ain't gonna front. You ain't that good of a basketball player from what I seen you.
Bro. All right,
So,
bro.
I mean,
I'm washed up, but I'll still
Like,
cook you. Nah.
I don't play, but I never admitted I play basketball. You go to the park, and I
Bro.
seen your skills,
Bro,
and
bro.
you ain't all that,
When's
my
the last time
guy.
you seen me play?
It's a good thing you put the ball down though, and that you picked up a football.
Nah.
Cause you was at least a half decent player at football.
See, that's true though. But the thing is though, I was just athletic.
Yeah, nah.
I played defense. I could score. It's just I wasn't a sharpshooter. Like I was a decent player.
You did you start because you wanted to, or
So actually, funny story. One of my sons from middle school actually got me to start playing football.
organized sports?
Yeah.
'Cause there's a difference between playing
Nah,
just going to the
it
park
started with the
and
park.
having organized.
Nah, but it
sport,
started with the
organized
park.
sport.
It started with the park though.
Yeah.
It started with the park.
I feel like you always do.
Like in like middle school, we had a lot of athletes in my school. At Tag, when I went to Tag, also known as Tito Puente, in Harlem. Like there was a lot of like, you know what I'm saying, like athletic dudes. Like I went to school with Rob.
yeah.
Rob went to school with me.
They don't know who Rob is right now.
They gonna find
That's
out
one
who
of my
Rob is.
teammates playing football in college.
Exactly. And then I went to school with Justin, my son Justin Wade.
Again,
Shout out
they
to
don't know
Justin.
who Justin is.
Lefty. We call him Lefty. He actually, you heard about him. He went to Grand Street. He went to Grand Street. He was terrorizing
Anyways.
over there. So listen, what you call it? They kind of influenced me because they played basketball. They played football, like Little League football. So like I kind of was like, and I like playing football at lunch. So then I started to like dibble dabble, and I got on rifles. I started to play rifles, and I will say when I was younger and I started playing football, I learned like it taught me to like have some kind of discipline. And I will say that like after that I played football in high school and then a little bit in college, and like for you, I know you've been playing football for like all your life.
When I stopped, it was like probably 10 years, 11 years, probably 11 years. Yeah. So I started long story short, started when I was 9. A friend in elementary was like, yo, you fast? Cause you little kids running around fast. He's like, yo, come play football at the rifles. I'm like, all right, cool. Boom, go do that. And I fell in love with the game, and that's all she wrote, and that's all I was ever focused. And it's crazy because that kept me locked in, cause now I had something like I had a physical outlet other than what I was doing in school. So everybody has their one thing that they good at or something they do extracurricular. That was the one thing that I was focused on. I was like, all right, I latched on to football, and it took me all the way up into college. But along the way, I learned so much. How you just said discipline.
Yeah.
I just learned how to fight, how to be a dog.
Yeah.
That mental, and it's not, and bro, and especially football, but just sports in general. To play for that long, to play 10 years plus, bro, you gotta be a different type of tough.
Yeah.
I don't want to say you like
your body-
weak-minded if you ain't do it, but again,
To those that did
to
do
get
it,
to get to each level, you gotta be a little bit tougher than Little League.
I'm
Like
not
there's
gonna
people
lie.
that stop at Little
Yeah,
League. Boom.
yeah.
You get to high school. All right, cool. There's a lot of not so good people that's in high school.
Yeah.
For me to get to that next level.
Nah, but here's the thing though. Where we went to Jack. Well,
Yeah.
when my junior, when I went to Jack, you understand, at that point, you was at the top of the top. You was playing with the best people in the city.
I understand that.
So it's like, because for me personally, I could talk on this because of the fact that I played in different divisions. Like,
Okay.
I actually went to school that was in the 3 that actually ended up dropping to the 1 at one point. So I personally firsthand experienced the different levels of athleticism.
Uh-huh.
And it's like, you got to be tough. Like, you really got to be
And
tough,
it's
bro.
funny, I wasn't even talking about physical talent wise. I was just talking about just mentality wise. There's people that get
yeah.
hurt in the game and that's it. That's all but not hurt like
Nah, but listen to
permanently hurt. They like, yo, oh hell no, that's too rough. I can't play
Nah,
that.
check this out though. You say mentality wise also, it's a different mentality based on the divisions too. I promise you. Cause there's some people in the low divisions where it's like, it's more of a hobby, it's just for fun, and it's like, once it stop being fun, your heart's no longer in it. But when you go to the 5, you got dudes that's like really this is
Getting
this
after
is
it.
This
Yeah,
is
you
like
right.
there's dudes that like
D1
really,
is on there, it's on their
it's
mind.
on their mind. It's like there's dudes that like, like, all right, I could give an example. When I was in my first high school, we was in a 3. When we lost games and stuff like that, locker room, it was sad, but it was like people were still joking around. And when I went to Jack, when we lose games, it was like you felt it, like it was bad, like
Take it to
there's
heart.
a lot
It's
of
'cause
emotion.
There's people that was taking it serious.
Exactly. I remember my senior year. I don't even know if I even told you. I cut my knuckles on the locker after the first game. After we lost to Clinton, I punched the locker and I cut my knuckles.
Yeah, that was, they had me on clamps. That was tough. That was a rough start to the season.
Yo, that was a rough start, son. It was like, damn. And it was one of those games where it was like, it was emotional. And I got hurt junior year, so that game meant a lot for me because it was like, I didn't get to play junior year, so like me walking on, I had a lot of like doubt from everyone. And it was like, they was like, oh, I don't know if he's going to be able to do this, if he's even going to be able to. And I had 10 tackles that game, too, because I was going dumb. I remember because people text me after the game like, yo, bro, I'm not going to lie. I didn't think you had it in you. But, like, yo, keep up the good work. And little things like that translate into your daily life. Like,
That's a fact.
For example, like, with that mindset, you're used to being able to be an underdog and feel like, you're putting on for yourself. You're doing this for yourself. And it's like, even when nobody's believing in you, you got to believe in yourself.
Yeah.
So I will say all those things, all those little things taught me so much, like even in sports. And then resilience. I say resilience is the word. Like when you play sports, especially when you play football, and when you play at the division we was playing at, resilience. Because there was times no one wanted to be out there. No one wanted to be out there, bro.
And like I said, and you start to separate yourself, and just in life, you start to separate yourself. You see who putting more work in and who not putting more work in. Who lifting after school or who putting extra reps in.
Speaking of that, bro, it's so deep. Me, you, and bro was really, really working. Summertime before the season.
But I had a mission though. I knew I was locked in on where the hell I was going. I said, yo, bro, I'm playing college football. It's over.
Bro, everybody was trying to get right. So it's like literally, dudes was really trying to Like, we was really getting right in the gym while everybody was chilling. We was really going to the YMCA.
That's a
We was
fact.
going after school, even after I graduated, because we was trying to get ready for college.
Yeah.
Even after I graduated, remember I used to meet you at the 77. We used to
That's
call.
a
I'm like,
fact.
yo, you get up at this time before
yeah,
we was driving.
yeah. That's way
Like, bro,
before the
that's
whip.
hunger. Like, that's really hunger. Like, you have to want it. Like, you literally have to want it. I didn't go to school. I graduated early. I used to leave to go to the school to meet Speedy over there, to meet Roy over there, to, like, you know, go to lift, to work out, to put in that extra time that nobody's telling you to do. And then that teaches you discipline. And it also
Because
teaches
nobody going to tell you to go wake up early in the morning, wake up, or whatever time you want to wake up. No one never going to tell you to go get that workout in.
Yeah.
Nobody going to tell you. That's something that come from inside.
Yeah, and it's crazy. And then we started walking.
Yo, bro, we tell the walking story every time. I'm not going into that no more.
Listen.
But-
They gonna hear it every time. Because if you
Nah.
ain't hear it on last episode, you gonna hear it on this episode.
Nah, we're not talking about walking no more. But
Yo.
again, like that mentality of toughness, how I was saying, bro, there was weeks that I went to the hospital, week after week after week after week, to voluntarily put myself through that pain. Every week in and week out, I'm playing running back. So I went to the hospital. I went to the emergency room 4 weeks in a
college?
row. No, this was in high school. This was before you came here. This was
Okay,
sophomore
okay,
year.
okay.
But I remember this. I had a lacerated liver. Broke my bro. I was wilding, right?
You use a broken instrument.
But again,
You got injured. Yo, bro, my first day, funny story. My first day when I got to Jack, when I transferred to Jack, after I did my paper and all that, my first official practice.
That's after my surgery.
You got injured. No. I watched you get injured in the 707. You literally got injured that game. Remember, it was at Roy. I think you,
That's what I'm trying. That's I got surgery after that.
yes,
On my meniscus.
Yeah,
on
that's
my,
what I'm
yeah.
saying. Literally, I watched you get injured. Like, that's
Yeah.
the first thing that happened.
And I still I still try to play.
Tell it. This man, yeah, I remember. Cause I was looking at him like, yo, he's retarded. I'm not gonna lie. Excuse my language, but it's like this man was literally, he tore his thing, like he popped it. I remember I heard him talking to the coach because this is when I was very new to the team. I heard him talking to the coach. He's like, he was like, oh, coach, I heard a pop, but I'm still trying to play. Let me play. Coach is like, no, you're hurt. You can't play. He's like, nah, I want to play. Mind you, he can't even walk. He got ice on his knee talking about, yo, let me go play, coach. And I was like, yeah, this man is nuts.
I went back on the field for one play.
One
And
play,
it was
yes.
over. I was
You
like, oh
went
yeah, it's
one
crazy.
play, and then you went right
I
back
said,
out.
yeah, coach, it's clip.
Yeah,
I'm like,
so
yo.
I remember that. You got surgery, and then you still played
I
that
still played
season.
that- I played that same season.
Played that same season. I remember
I
that.
walked out of surgery like, yo, that's light, but that was a mental block
battle.
that I had to go through to realize, like, yo, it literally, if your mind want to do something, you gonna do it.
Nah, absolutely. It's
Like,
solely
but
willpower.
like I kept saying, bro, I've always just had that dog mentality. No, I haven't always had that dog mentality. That's something that
It
I
developed
learned. I
from
learned that
playing.
over years and years and years of playing.
Yeah.
Bro, you realize when you get knocked down
I was just
and you
about to say
didn't
too.
die, like, you good.
I was just about
And
to
that's
say.
life lessons right there. So since I'm 9 years old, I'm so small. I'm the smallest person there, and I'm getting tackled. I'm left and right. And yo, I realized, yo, I ain't die. I just gotta get back up. It might hurt a little bit.
You know what's crazy? You know, there's a funny lesson I learned. All right, I remember when my first practice in high school, we was practicing against varsity, and then it was something called a pit where you had to go head up with somebody. So I had to go against the running back, the star running back on the team at the time, Damien. That's his name. So like he was the best running back on the team, like shifty, fast dude. I'm a freshman. I'm like, you know what? I'm here with it. I went to go tackle him, and my heart wasn't fully in it. I got ran over. I remember that. And ever since that day, I remember when I step into a play, I gotta go wholeheartedly. It don't go at all. And that's what you learn. Like when you do something, you gotta put that energy. You got because
you know my body on the
if you
field.
have baked it,
You know my body on the
bro, that's why I started
wilding.
wilding. If you have baked the effort, it will be bad for you.
Bro,
It's only punishing yourself if you don't try hard, bro.
Bro, smallest dude on the team. I'm putting my head in the pile. I'm getting in there.
Bro, if we-
I'm attacking
If
you.
we're gonna
I'm-
talk about the Lincoln game, remember the quarterback was like 6'4", big dude. I remember there was a play you picked him up. There was another play I picked him up. And the smart thing, you picked him up going forward. You put him down that way. I put him on my back. I lost the wind out of me.
Yeah,
I got hurt.
That's just
That's what it is, bro.
That's just something. But again, like I said before, like, yo, collisions are gonna happen. Collisions is gonna happen. You're gonna get knocked down. Somebody
Yeah.
gonna punch you in your mouth. But yo, remember,
You gotta
like,
fight back.
yeah, one you got to fight back, but then when you realize, like, yo, like, I'm good, like, you know, when
Yeah,
they
you
say
got-
everybody got a game plan, take you punch in the mouth.
Yeah.
After you punch him out, all you do, yo,
I'm good.
Now you know that, yo, this is a fight, but I'm still alive. I can
Exactly.
still fight, and now I'm like, yo, bro, since I was 9, that was always something that I'm like, yo, like, honestly, this is, and then you had that competitive thing, like, oh, like, yo, I want more.
Yeah.
That adrenaline kick in.
Exactly.
And I take that mentality to every single thing that I do, and I'm glad I had some great college coaches, to where they took me to the next level. To even get to college, that was something that, like I said, there's like separation for each tier, and again, each tier in life, like
there's a difference.
to make it through. Well, this is one point. To make it through college, it started with 60 of us in a freshman class. And again, like I said, mental toughness. We left when I was a senior to even get through a whole program of 4 years. How tough it is that we ended with 10. We ended with 10, from 60 to 10. That means people quit a lot. Well, most people did quit. Like, quit because, yo, it's not for me, or not really. Injured wasn't really a requirement, because there's people that got injured and still came back. It was just most people, literally, that you let yourself go.
Yeah.
And then to just see, like, yo, like, only the top of the top is going to rise. And I had that mentality, yo, I'm never going to quit. Like, that's it. And if I'm not the starter by the end, I'm a give it my all trying to be the starter. But you never going to see me quit.
Yeah.
And then that's really what I'm doing right now.
And it's funny because when you say that, if you really think about it, not even on the field only, because we talking about how sports impact your life in general.
Yeah.
Right? A lot of these people that you're on the field with become your brothers for life. They become like deep friends. Like, I met Speedy through football. I met him through football.
That's 100%,
like,
bro.
It got deeper than that.
Because we really didn't chop it up in class,
At
other
all.
than but that competitiveness from football translated into the classroom.
Into the classroom.
But we didn't talk. We never talked about nothing other than football. Like, that was it.
It's funny. No, it started to branch.
Yeah.
All right, so I remember when you first got switched to my science class. I remember because Coach Rufus used to always like talk about education. He was one of those coaches that, like, you know, he pushed education too. So he was like, oh, out of my athletes, there's like the top 5 smartest dudes. You know, he was like, yo, Roy and Sean, they number one, like they the geniuses. So I remember Speedy came to my class. He transferred to my class. I remember the first thing I said to him, I said, I know you. I'm like, yeah, I know you smart in every class, but this is my classroom. This is my castle.
I'm like, come on, bro, you chatting.
Wasn't jacking it.
Like, bro, I got put into the class for a reason, because I'm like that when it comes to everything.
I ended with the 99 average though.
Man, I had a 97. Like, that was calm. Like, what you mean?
And then we both blew the Regis.
Oh, no. I got a 75 leaving early.
Bro, I
Don't do
got a
that.
770.
I got a 75 leaving early.
And they
Don't
was
do that.
confused. They was like, yo, wait, y'all had the highest
Nah,
average in the class.
I ain't finished it. I ain't finished the test. But yeah, nevertheless,
People want to hear about our life, bro.
Yeah,
they want to hear this.
No, but you already told the chemistry story before.
I
Where
did.
was we? Oh no. Now you did. But this was the point. This was the point about that Yo, we met because of football.
Yeah,
And
I
we
was
still
like,
brothers
yeah.
because of
But back
football.
to that, even because in the classroom,
You told that story before. Remember the story?
I'm not done.
When we first met with Brill, we had this whole conversation
I'm telling a different
before.
part of the story.
Let me hear this
Because
different part.
There's mad part of the stories that we didn't even talk about. Like, I'm talking about like how the conversation changed. Because like at first it was about football, and we started talking about music, and we started to realize that like we actually had a lot of things in common, and we started to work out and shit. And then, you know, I'm saying that like it started to build. So it all started with sports, and it's like little things like that brings us together, brings people together, and it's like that unity is very important. And since we're on the topic of sports, we went to a school that was like considered a low income school, right?
It wasn't
So-
considered. That's what it was.
All right, bro. But yeah, I'm being politically correct.
Okay,
all right?
it's considered a low income
It's-
school.
It is a low income school.
We
Cool,
ain't have
cool.
no jerseys, but all right, go ahead. Finish up.
The funding of that was tough. But speaking on that, like, I feel like it's kind of crazy because you look at the opportunities that are given as far as like on sport, like the privilege level, like different sports are accessible to different schools.
Uh-huh.
Like, we didn't even have a lacrosse team. To my knowledge, did we have a lacrosse team?
Are you down? Bro, look, yo, I never even heard of lax until college. What are you talking about?
Rugby either. Rugby's a great sport.
What?
I didn't know
Come
about that
on,
until
bro.
college.
All right, now you come with all this privilege stuff. Like, listen.
Yeah, we talking about
When you
that.
come from where we from, all you gonna have is football and basketball. Majority because those are free sports. All you need is to get some pads and a football. Basketball is really free. You go to the park and play basketball.
Yeah.
You can play street ball in the foot and like you can play street football also.
And then if you think about it, hockey.
No, yeah. I feel like that's a good way to go. Like there's a separation between privileged sports and non-privileged sports. When you come from a low-income neighborhood, you're limited resources. You're only gonna have football, basketball, and we had track, so that's cool.
Yeah.
But when you go to schools, that's more what's the word?
privileged, better funded.
Affluent.
Yes.
Okay, more privileged. That's fine.
Better funded.
Better funded. They have lacrosse. They got golf. They got
Golf. I've never heard of a golf team. bro.
It's out there.
Yeah,
They got a bowling
I was
team.
just about, they got bowling teams too.
But when you think about like lacrosse and hockey and things like that, it take money for that because you need to buy equipment, archery, things like that.
Yeah.
Even like taekwondo, those are considered privileged sports, and people in our community will never have that because it takes money to have that.
Exactly, and it's like the direct funding for all that stuff, like, you know, it's limited, and it goes back to like even redlining.
Do you think that hurts our community? Because I also think that the disparity in choices hurts our community.
I'd say that if you think about it, yes, because it limits our ability, our accesses. So like, you know, if we have more options, there's more things we could do. We could get our hands in more things. Did Jack even have a swimming team? Do we have a swimming team?
Have you ever even seen the pool, bro?
I haven't seen a pool. I heard we had a pool.
Yeah, that was the point I was making.
I've heard of the pool.
That's the point I was making. We took on swim team. We ain't had no pool. Well, we had a pool, but you ain't use it.
Yeah, so it's like, and that goes back to funding. So it's like, you know,
underfunded, and
exactly, and it just hurts us because there's less things. There's less things that we can do. There's
avenues,
less abilities. Less avenues. There's less access for us to do things, express ourselves. Because like, people express themselves through sports.
And not like, everybody want to play football or just basketball.
Exactly. So
when you open up options to, bro, having a taekwondo, just having anything like that.
And then if you think about it on a deeper level, it even translates to like these bigger sports, these Olympic sports on a higher level. Like if you look at half of these things, half of these swimming competitions, I've really seen a minority, you know, and like represent, because it's like it goes back to like the young age, the ability to be able to fund these things, and it's like the division limits our ability to act and do certain things because we're not exposed to it at a young age.
Let me try to make a point. All right, so the reason sports is such a good thing is because it supplies you with structure, discipline, competitiveness.
Yep.
It's something that builds your grit, like you understand like failure, but then trying again and getting better and improvement, right?
Yep.
I guess I'm gonna just say in this community, we don't have that many outlets to do all of that.
Exactly.
We can only do that with football. We can only do that with basketball. But when you go to another an affluent section of the world, let's just say we go to the Hamptons in Long Island, right?
You're probably an archery club.
Yeah, but you see all the outlets the benefits of sports.
Yep.
They have access to different lanes at a younger age.
Exactly.
So they get to pick and choose. Oh, let me go try lacrosse. Let me go try hockey. Let me go try soccer. Let me go try baseball. Whatever. Right.
Yep.
They have the options to do that, and then to start early, to where now they're learning how to be on a schedule.
Yeah.
They're learning responsibility. They're learning how to multitask. Things that you don't think are necessary, but which are very relevant to real life.
Which convert into real life.
They are getting that at the age of 6, 5, 4, whatever, junior high school.
Yeah.
You have junior high school. Even, look, in junior high football, like how we have, like...
Yeah. They have junior high school teams.
Yeah, they have, yeah. I was about to say that in Long Island. They have junior high school teams like a school-sanctioned sport, not I got to go outside of... We had to do...
Yeah, that actually sounds very dope.
We had to have a community-based football thing in junior high school age. Whereas that's an established thing in the school system, which is why we don't have that much access. So I think that's also doing us a disservice because we don't have too many options, and that's why we just want to play football. We just want to play basketball.
Exactly. And it's like, if you think about it, a lot of the times, these things like discipline, understanding, like the simple things are like, you will get what you put in, like just hard work. Those things aren't drilled into us until, like, I didn't start playing sports until middle school. So I'm like 10, 11, 12 at this point. Some kids are already doing that. Actually, I'm lying. The first sport, it's crazy. The first sport I ever played, I forgot.
First thing I ever did was run track.
The first sport I ever did was swimming. My parents put me in swimming when I was younger.
That's crazy.
Yeah, so it's like I was dead swimming in Long Island. So I already learned some of these little skills.
In Long Island, yeah.
Unfortunately, but it's like my parents had to go out their way to put me in a different environment so that I
Because
could
in this
do that.
environment, that's not an
It's
option.
not an option. So it's like, that's crazy because Hempstead is probably the closest swimming team. And a lot of times,
And-
people don't have that access. Some people don't have the ability to get out there. So it's like a lot of these things are not in our own neighborhoods.
Yeah.
And I feel like that definitely puts us at a disadvantage. Not everybody has that privilege, but some people will be able to, like, some parents will go out the way and leave the community to outsource to be able to provide their children with that extracurricular activities so that they can learn these little skills and these little things. Like, I was going to Long Island. I was going about 15, 20, 30 minutes out just to learn. And I'm not going to lie, I actually do remember, like, I'm thinking about it now, there are some very tough lessons I learned from swimming alone. Like, when you don't want to do it,
And there's
it gotta
lessons
get done.
but that's that's the whole point I'm really, really trying to make. There's lessons you learn that are direct, like they're applicable to life that you learn
yes.
in sports.
Yep.
And when you don't have many options other than the go-to of football and basketball, you don't take either of those two options.
Yep.
Because whether you're disinterested, because again, everyone's different, so you're not always gonna be interested in running.
Yeah. Sometimes you're not physically compatible with that sport.
Yeah, if I'm 5'2" and I'm stunting my growth, I cannot do that.
Yeah,
but maybe
literally.
I can do archery. But maybe I can do another sport.
Maybe I could be the best golfer.
But
You know?
again, when my options are limited, and I can't get those skills that I easily learned from being a participant in
At
sports.
yeah.
I'm at a disadvantage. Obviously, it's not impossible for me to learn these other skills, but
It's harder. It's definitely harder.
that's the easiest way to learn skills like
Teamwork.
teamwork,
Simple things.
working with other
others.
people.
Yeah. So it's like literally sports. I feel like it's a
having a goal, just
a-
being competitive in
yeah.
general, trying to be the best you could be.
sports is literally
losing.
a microcosm,
Losing, rethinking your strategy, and trying again. Boom.
bro. Yeah.
It's so much, and it's crazy. And I never really even
Bro, think about it. Like,
let me thank the sport of football for where I'm at in life.
bro, yeah,
that's-
sports is literally a microcosm of the world and how it operates to a degree.
And I'm thinking
'cause
about
there's a lot
my
of
personality in general.
things. Yeah.
And if football wasn't such a big role in my life with my
talk about
personality,
that,
I don't know where I would be at.
All right, let's talk about that. I actually want to know, like, where do you think you'd be without sports? Honestly.
I'm literally trying to think, and it's weird. Like I take the directions very well, right? Like if someone critiques me, I take it, I internalize it, and I'm like, all right, cool, I could try it again. Cool, whatever, right?
Yeah.
When someone challenges me, I'm like, all right, I'll step up to the challenge. That's cool. Like that's just something I could do.
Yeah.
But football fostered that very young. So at 9, like that, it fostered that.
Yeah.
If I didn't play football, I don't know what I would be doing. I literally don't know what I would be doing. I would probably only do school, like only do school. And mind you, that's a good example. I would only do school, and school didn't do enough for me.
So here's the thing.
Football helped me with school. School didn't do anything for me.
I'm gonna tell you something. It's funny because look at it like this. Football really kept a lot of us out of trouble. Not gonna lie.
Yeah, out of the neighborhood, yeah.
Because like if you think about it like this, we had practice at 4:00, which means when everybody's outside hanging out,
You gotta
do all that.
You
I
gotta
gotta go
practice.
grab my food. I gotta go meet up with team. I gotta go in the locker room.
Yeah.
I gotta be in the locker room by like 3:30, 3:45. So all that extra time, people have to do all that nonsense getting all those problems. We couldn't afford that because we had to be on the field. We had obligations.
Yeah.
And it taught us a sense of urgency. It taught us how like to commit to something. Like 'cause
Yeah.
that was a full blown commitment. You didn't have nobody telling you, yo, go to practice. Go to practice. It was go to practice or there will be consequences. You know what's gonna happen. You already know. Do you want to let your team down? So there's a lot of things that like played a role in that. And when you think about it, bro, it's crazy. Because you about to say something?
No. Like basically, what I was adding on to what I was saying was, when I look back in retrospect of the teachers I did have, bro, the teachers I had, so those would be the only adults in my life, bro, treated me like I was nobody, like I couldn't do anything. And then that basically they put that, because like I said, people, I already told y'all this before, like in elementary school, in 4th grade, 5th grade, I was in like the special ed class, right?
Oh yeah.
So
yeah,
having
yeah.
that put on me, and like, oh, so they already count me out.
You know, it's crazy.
Double back to why
Sports
football
helps. Sports helped a lot.
And look,
Go ahead.
and to double back why football did help me was because, one, that's something I could be confident in, because I was never confident in school until I started playing football.
That's actually
Where no, look, because a requirement of football is you got to have your grades right. Your coaches are on you like, yo, if that school not right, you not on the field. So that's what the first thing. Whoa, I wanna play football. I'm good at that. And now I gotta face my demons in terms of the classroom. I gotta go to this teacher that don't really believe in me. I gotta go to this teacher and still be like, yo, you know what? It don't even matter. It's a challenge. Let me go work at it. And then that's when I started excelling. Once I got out of elementary school, I started excelling in the classroom.
If you watching the video, you can see my face. The face I'm making is because I just realized this man really was doing so well in school because he wanted to play football only. Like, I'm really
Like,
thinking
bro,
about it.
No, because and that's what I was just saying, bro. I never like officially think the game of football, because I never put 2 and 2 together until now we talking about it.
Bro, you was really top 10 and you was like top 5 in the academics.
Bro, I was 3 in high school. I graduated 3rd in high school. Bro, mind
Just cause.
But that's what I'm
Third
trying
in
to say.
class,
I went
just
from
cause.
elementary school. I was in the special ed class, right? I'm not the smart kid.
There was
That's
no-
also
there was
when
no
I started.
sports.
That's when I started. But I started the 9 years old. So what grade am I in? I'm in 5th grade. Or
Yeah,
fourth grade. Fourth grade. I'm in 4th grade. That's when I
Yeah.
started. And that's when I started playing football, and that's when that confidence come in. And now you gotta do better. You gotta do better in terms of school.
We gotta do better.
I got my confidence up playing football, but also started putting effort, and I put two together. Oh, the more effort you put in, the better you're gonna do in school.
Yeah, the effort
It's
that
not
you
that
put
you're.
on
It's
field.
not that you're dumb. You're not dumb, because I'm a clear example of someone that's not dumb. I just didn't work as hard.
Yeah, lack
as I
of effort.
thought, but I had labels put on me, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera, right?
Mm-hmm.
And now, I entered junior high school. I went from being a special ed kid to I'm in honor society in junior high school. I'm in the smartest class, and
Yeah.
I go from the quote unquote dumbest class in elementary school to the smartest class in
Easily.
elementary school. In junior high school, and that's all due to football, because because now I have to work hard in the classroom, or I'm not going to be in the thing. So now I'm correlating work ethic with doing good, succeeding, and now I got that competitive thing, and now I want to be the best. So, and
now
you know
got
me.
that- Yeah, and that's what it be. It's
I
like,
I
want to be the best at everything.
That was
like,
and that was strictly due to football.
exactly.
That was
It's like,
strictly due to football.
It was like, oh, football. I want to be the best, but you know what? Now I want to be the best in everything, and it translates. And I'm thinking about it's funny. Like a lot of us, as crazy as it sounds, kept our grades up because we want to play sports. Like it was like, all right, I'm gonna do good because I know if I don't do good, coach not gonna let me play, or coach, there's gonna be a problem with my clearance. So it was like we was really out here getting 90s and doing all this work just off subconsciously because we wanted to play.
Yeah,
that's
but
what.
and now and again, I was just being competitive. Like just being competitive, that came from the sports aspect. No
Exactly.
one is just naturally competitive just because what? Because what are you really competitive for if you don't play sports? You want to be the best, dude. Why do you want to be the best? Why? Like
that drive, that hunger, yeah.
And it come from having a goal and winning. And again, the winning, when you correlate winning is due to a competition. You usually think about a game.
Yeah.
And it's like, yo, I want to win a game. Now I want to win a game of life. That's what I'm doing
Exactly.
right
And then also, like, as we talk about this, I want you guys, like, the viewers that are watching this, I want you guys to actually, like, really think about this yourselves. And then also leave a comment while, when you're done watching the episode, just, like, comment on your personal experiences and, like, talk to us
On
about,
what
like,
sports.
how you feel as far as like how did sports affect you if you played sports? Because
Or the lack
the
thereof.
lack of sports, like, because if you really think about it, like, I could even reference, like, one of my friends, like, they were in trouble all the time in school,
They had no outlet.
And then by the junior year, I was like, yo, you should play sports. You should get on the field, start playing football, stop hanging out with the bad crowd because he had to be with his teammates.
And look though, this is a perfect example.
It translates and it gets you out of certain environments because it puts you in other environments.
Mm-hmm.
And then not even that. Now let's go a little deeper in that. You look at the coaches. Now you got lead figure roles. You got people that
Father figures.
that some of them genuinely care about you, and they will push you and they will try to elevate you. Like, even we're gonna bring it back to us now. We still talk to one of our biggest supporters is our coach,
Coach Rufus.
He
He send me stuff all the time. Yeah, I
like
always
literally,
do.
that's one of the coaches
Oh,
that
yo, I
like
love
you
you,
know,
Coach.
like for real, love you too, coach. And it's like it's crazy when you really think about it. A lot of the times, these people are in our communities, and we meet them through sports. And they become lifetime members in our lives. Like
Yeah.
RP to Ozzy. That's one of the dudes that, like,
Nice.
even after I left, he used to hit me. He used to check on me. And it was to the point where I'm like, yo, this dude really, he's genuine. He dead cares. And it made me realize there's a lot of people like that.
Think of somebody we both know that was going down one path. Sports came into his life and turned it all around, and then now that the skills that he learned still carries on to this day.
Jonathan, who you think?
Yo, you disrespectful. Yo,
I'm messing with her.
yo, boy, shout out to Brill.
Really, bro.
That's literally.
I want you to say that's what I said. That.
No, I was just weak because I'm like, yo, bro, you for real right now? But
I want you to say that, yeah.
But nah, like bro, perfect
Absolutely.
example of someone on a highway to hell.
Watch episode 2 of Brotherhood, Father Figures.
On a highway to hell.
Right there.
Starts to play football.
Gets out of all of that.
Immediately get boom. He basically just gets saved by the game.
And it's funny because remember when the game was trying to get him back? Now we his family now. And you got to answer to us.
And yeah,
you get a new set of family.
He remember. You wasn't there when we had. It was. I'm not gonna tell our
Yeah, I
story.
wasn't there,
Not
man.
gonna tell our story. But even a short stint in sports, which was he only played up until he only played 4 years of football.
Yeah.
Well, like real structured football, right?
Yeah.
Those 4 years though,
Yep.
he gained some brothers. He gained father figures.
Yep.
That mentality of just competing, and he still thinks back to those same memories to this day, and he thinks those memories right there and those lessons that he learned into what he's doing right now. Like I was just on the call. I was just in the call with him yesterday, and when I tell you, he was also talking to another teammate of ours, but he was just telling me how everything has been going so good for him in like the past couple of weeks or whatever. And
That's good. That's good.
But the fire that we know, he was just like, yo, bro, remember back when I did this, and this? And then he's like, yo, now he said, nah, I'm locked in. I know exactly what I'm doing. I got this goal. Like, but it was a competitive thing. Like, yo, like I'm growing. I'm better than what I was. And I'm like, yo, and I was
It's
at
the
least
passion.
I signed for it had to be at least 40 minutes. And I'm like, yo, bro, facts. I'm like, facts. But again, if it wasn't for football, one, I would never know him. God forbid he'd be dead or in jail. But the way
It's
he
crazy that,
the way
but
he was
listen
headed.
To this, listen to this though. That's the case with a lot of minorities, bro. A lot of us don't understand that, like, because we're not exposed to different avenues. We don't understand, like, there's more to life. There's a lot of things. Like, a lot of people don't understand finances, banking, and all that good stuff. So it's like when you're in the hood, all you know is either you're going to make it out rapping. That's what some people believe. Or you're going to make it
So a
out
lot of
through
people believe.
sports. You know what I'm saying?
Sure.
So it's like, literally, a lot of times people look to sports as crutches to save their lives. And it's like, a lot of people won't make it to the league, but it definitely will be a good crutch for you. It was a crutch for me. It was a crutch for Roy. It helps a lot. Like, it's something that, like, helps elevate you to get you to the next level. And a lot of the times, people don't take the time. Like, since we're taking the time to, like, really debrief and talk about this, a lot of people need to do this and, like, take the time to, like, really think about it and reflect and be like, yo, sports really elevated me to a great deal and got me out the water. Like, sports, I've seen sports really get a lot of my homies out the water. They was about to sink, like head under the water, and help them stay afloat. Those lessons that they learned were stepping stones for them to grow, to elevate, to do better. And
And-
yeah, go ahead.
And I'm not even saying that you got like NFL got to be the end all be all, the NBA got to be end all be all. I'm just saying, one, my child will be playing some sort of sport. Don't matter. I don't care. That's just something that you just got to do if you're in my household, right?
Yeah. Listen, I'm gonna be
Point
fair.
blank.
I'm gonna be fair. Pick a sport. Pick whatever sport you want to play.
Yeah, but you
doing
playing this sport.
something.
You playing this sport, yeah.
Default, you running. You don't want to pick a sport, you gonna run track.
Oh yeah.
Default,
That's
you don't
still a
wanna play
sport. You got to compete.
Yeah, no, that's
But-
that's what I said. If you don't
yeah.
pick something for yourself, I'm gonna make you run.
Oh yeah,
That's
but
it.
but like I
Default.
was saying, like the league going to the league don't have to be the end all be all. Not saying I knew I wasn't going to the NFL. I was like, yo, like
He could have went. I ain't gonna lie. He counted himself out.
I don't know, but
he
this
counted
is my
himself out.
mindset though. This is my mindset.
When you split safeties the way you did, you count yourself out.
Yeah,
But go
whatever.
ahead.
Like in my mind, I'm like, yo, I love a game and I love to compete. I'm like, yo, I'm gonna use football just to get me to college.
Yeah.
That was my only goal. I was like, yo, I'm using this as a medium. So football was my medium to get to wherever I wanted to go.
Talking on that though, a lot of things that like why sports is also very important for like child development, stuff like that. A lot of people see it as a meal ticket. A lot of people get out the hood from sports.
Yeah.
I'm talking about like a lot of people get to travel because of sports. I'm talking about like even when you playing little league, when
Mm-hmm.
I think was it your team that went to
I went to Florida.
Yeah, your team went to Florida, right? Yeah, so it's like literally. It helps you be able to expand your horizon and see the world differently because of your skills and your talents.
Yeah.
And it's like even when you talk on a collegiate level, it's like you be able to get scholarships, you able to get offers. Like my school was like $50,000 because I played football. They covered a decent amount of it.
Yeah.
and
And
it's crazy. Like they really help. You know what I'm saying? So it's like a lot of times people don't really understand the importance of sports, and like to the people that don't play sports,
You get a free education off that. You don't.
yeah,
Or you get partial off of that.
yeah, partial. You get some kind of money.
Something.
You get reparation to a degree, and it's like, bro, a lot.
And
of
after
people,
that,
yeah.
I'm saying after you get
Yeah.
your degree, you do whatever
You do
you
what
want to do
You
with
do
it.
whatever you want with it. And then if you think about it, bro, for the people that don't play sports, some people don't understand the importance of the value of it because like, oh, I grew up just fine, blah blah blah. But it's like a lot of the core like lessons that you learn, a lot of the hardship that you endure in sport translate into life. Most of the most resilient people have a sport background. They played something at some point because it teaches you
I
a lot.
am gonna, like I've been saying, there's a difference, like in tiers. There's, like, when you go to the collegiate level and professional on and on.
Oh
But,
yeah,
like,
it's a level every time. It's a different level.
like especially for the ones who went to that next level of, on a
Collegiate?
collegiate level.
It's a job at that point.
Yeah.
I learned it was dead a job.
That's more valuable than the high school one, because you could peak in high school and then
yeah,
and it be done, but
yeah. When you
get to a maturity level where it's physically taxing,
it's
mentally taxing.
discipline. Talking about 6 a.m. Yeah, 6 a.m. lift. You got class at probably 8:30.
That's another thing that's just different.
You got lift at 3. Then you got practice at 4:30.
You
and then
seen
might have
the clip
night
of the
school.
you seen like the schedule that be on the internet. It'd be like, yo, wake up at 5:30 or breakfast at 6.
Yeah, and it's like just seeing that gives me anxiety still. Like, cause bro, it's just a never-ending
All right.
battle.
It's just crazy. I just told when I was opening up to my job, we had to tell people like, oh, what's some crazy things you do or whatever. But because of football, I wake up early and I work out.
5
o'clock in the morning.
Yeah, 5. My boy wakes up at 5 in the morning.
You know, because I just got a new job and it's a little far, I wake up at 4:30, 4:45. I'm wilding now.
Not to go to work, to work out
to
before
work
going
out
to work.
before going to work, because that's a priority.
He better than me. Actually, nah, I'm lying. I try some
But
more workouts.
But
It's great.
the principle is
Get your workout in.
I still carry that. I still carry that to
got
this
to.
day.
To
It's
this
like,
day.
I'm not gonna be out of shape. I'm not voluntarily gonna be out of shape. I'm
Most-
not gonna be one of these old heads. I'm gonna be one of them old heads that's 80 years old still
Health
running.
is wealth.
Exactly.
Health is wealth.
But that was something that, again, that was a gift from the game.
Yeah.
That was a gift from the game.
That's what we're gonna call this episode. Gift from the game.
Oh,
like
gift
that.
from the game. Oh, I like that.
I like that because it's like
Yeah.
it's really because people really don't take time to say thank you to the game, because it's like it does a lot for you, especially if you work hard in it, and you know a lot of people don't take the time to take the right lessons out of it. I feel like everybody need to take that time to like sit back, really just like reflect, and you'll realize like the game done a lot for you. You know what I'm saying? And you got any closing statements you want to add to this?
Bro, nah, bro. If you ain't play sports, put your children in some sports. If you have played sports, you most likely had a good time and
Met some great people.
Met some great people. You most likely, because there's some people have bad stories, bad
Yeah.
coaching, bad
Yeah.
whatever. I mean, or a crazy injury to where they tore their labrum and they can never have their arm again or something like that. That's different. But for the most part,
You get a family.
No one has nothing negative to say about playing sports. If anything, they have only thing. Yo, back in the day, I used to play this. That was one of the best times of my life.
Yeah, you have fun and then you have family. 2 F's. You
Put
get
your-
fun and family
As a
out of
fact,
it.
put your kids in some sports.
Just get in some sports.
You giving them more than just something to do. You're giving them discipline.
Yeah.
You're giving them a competitive spirit. You're giving them
sense of belonging,
sense of belonging,
obligations.
Obligations. We
You
just
know,
go down the list.
Resilience. You give
Resilience.
them so there's a list.
You
of
give them a
things,
goal.
Exactly.
You give them team like teamwork and the ability just to communicate with another being.
And then hold on. Another thing I want to say, since we on the topic of it, when I got to Jack, the team was like probably 50, 60 deep. There's 50, 60 different personalities on that
That you
team.
gotta learn how to
You gotta
communicate
learn.
with.
And you guys all come from different walks of life. You know, you got the kids. There's some kids that were like really already very like big on school. You know, there was some kids that like
there's
in
all
the
types of
middle.
people, yeah.
And then you got the kids that's really from the streets. You know, you learn how to interact with everyone.
That's a
you know what I'm
fact.
saying? And it's really crazy. And it's a family. Once again, I gotta keep saying it's a family. They gotta fight for each other.
This is episode number 24.
And this
Shout out
is
to Kobe.
yeah, we good here. I
But
like
yeah,
that.
I ain't got nothing else to say, man.
Yeah, I feel like, you know what? Thank you guys for tuning in. Episode 24, we got to do better. We'll catch y'all on the flip side.
You dig,
Y'all be good.
y'all.
All right.
We came a long way from where we used to be. Now you